construction, and going to be late because, I left it an hour and a half out, and so of course, it's going to take more than an hour and a half. But that does mean that I get more time to think, which, okay, right? Thinking is good. But, body doubling. Body doubling is the term that I was looking for that I couldn't remember. So I'm going to use you guys as my body doubles so that I can think out loud and not just be stuck in my own head with my own thoughts. Which is really tricky in the car, actually, being stuck in my own head, because there's nobody else to talk to, and there's nobody else to be distracted by, and so I'm either frantically trying to pay attention to the traffic and where I'm going, but then when the road opens up and there's no other cars and the grass is sparkling. Oh, hello. The grass is sparkling in the sunshine, and it starts to get sort of hot and sleepy out here on the road. It's better off that I get out of my head and talk out loud with these ideas instead of just get stuck in them. I talked to my parents before I left, and in previous years when I had participated in rallies or walks or anything, there wasn't any worry about, like, make sure you take a mask so that you don't get pepper sprayed in the face, and make sure that you turn off your location in your phone, and make sure you don't have your phone unlock with your face or with your fingerprints, so that they can't force you to unlock your phone by just looking at it, that sort of stuff. Like, we didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. So here I am, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, yeah, it's having to think about those things is another indication of what's going on in our country right now, that peaceful protesting is seen as violent subversion, and people are getting beat up, and it's like, I don't know, we were just sort of sung into a sleepy lullaby of 80s complacency, I guess, and we thought the world was just going to get more and more egalitarian, and that people were going to be less and less racist and more cooperative, and it was going to be Star Trek. Although, it was going to be no money and no poverty, and everybody's going to just live great. I realize I'm simplifying that, but that is sort of what we grew up on. If you were born in, like, the 70s, and you're a teenager in the 80s, and you're a young adult in the 90s, and then you're looking around, you're like, oh, I don't think this is what they told us it was going to be, right? Like, where's my, what was it, the Back to the Future, the movie where it's like, he had that, the flying skateboard. Like, where's my flying skateboard? Where's my flying car? I don't have it. So anyway, I am thinking about how to bring myself to these events and yet be able to bring myself home from these events, right? Like, I need both. It's not a either or, it's a both and. I need to be able to continue to do the good things that are in my life already that I require my attention, right? The good things that I enjoy, the good things that I've committed to, the good things that I have taken on as part of my daily life. I need to be able to show up to do those things. But I can't sacrifice those things for the other good things. At the same time, I can't not do the other good things because it might hinder my daily life good things. So I brought my masks, and I've turned turned my location stuff off. Well, except for the map, I'll turn that off when I get there. Because I gotta get there. And I've never been there before, so I'm not sure where it is. But once I get there, I'll turn all that off. I got some warnings from some family members today as I was going out the door. And they were warnings because those people care about me. And they don't want me to be injured. And they don't want me to be arrested. They don't want me to have to suffer that trauma. And those are real things. And, to be honest, I don't want to have to suffer those things either, right? Like, I'm not going out there like, yes, boy, I hope somebody punches me in the face because I'm ready to get punched in the face. Like, no, thank you. I'm not looking forward to any of that. And there's a weird mentality about it. Like, it's either, I guess I have a temptation for all or nothing. So it's either like, no, none of that's going to happen. I don't need to be careful about that. Or on the flip side of that, it's like, yeah, bring it. I'm ready. I'm gonna, it's sort of a mental preparation to increase that sort of mental toughness, to get ready to enter into the activity. And I don't want to do either one of those. But it's uncomfortable to be sort of dancing around in the middle ground. So I've got a mask, and I've turned my phone off, or turned the location stuff off, and I've made sure that it only opens with a code and not with my face or my fingerprint. And I'm sort of, in my mind, I'm sort of preparing myself, like, okay, I've got water to wash my eyes out, and if someone, hits me or pushes me, I don't need to fight back. I can stay calm. I can keep myself under control. I don't need to escalate. I know how to not escalate. But I was thinking about it, and those of you who know me, know that I'm like, I like thinking in analogies and metaphors. I was thinking it's like bringing a coat with you. You're going to school, and it's still a little chilly outside, so you're like, nah, I don't think I need a coat. I don't think I need a coat. I think I can. I'll just be a little chilly out of the bus stop, or I'll just be a little chilly on my way, on my bike, or walking to school or whatever. But because by the afternoon it's gonna be hot, and I don't want to have to be carrying that coat around. And someone who loves you and who doesn't want you to be cold and doesn't want you to, suffer is standing at the front door handing you a coat. And you're like, I don't want a coat. I'll have to carry it all day. And that's why, friends, that's why the lost and found at the school is full of coats. Because someone who loves that kid hands them a coat on the way out the door. And the coat feels okay for a few minutes, and then it's too hot. And then they don't want it anymore. So, I am bringing my mental coat with me. I guess that's the analogy. I'm bringing my coat with me, but it's one that packs up small, that I can fold up and shove into my backpack, or fold up and shove into a pocket. And I don't want to have to be wearing it all the time. And here's the thing. If I don't need it, I'll feel irritated that I brought it, right? So like, oh, I carried this coat around all day. Or like an umbrella. Maybe umbrella is better. Yes. All right, I'm switching the analogy. It's like an umbrella. It's not raining yet, but there's like a 30% chance of rain. And so you're like, well, do I just get rained on, or do I bring an umbrella? And if I bring the umbrella, I have to carry it around all day. And if it doesn't rain, then I'll be irritated that I carried this stupid umbrella around all day. But if it does rain, I'll be glad I have my umbrella. So that's sort of how I feel about these, like, physical and mental preparations for possible injury, possible abuse at the hands of the police. I know that I'm speaking from my pink lady white privilege again, because there are people who've grown up in these areas, grown up in these groups, lived for generations and centuries in these groups, that always have to carry an umbrella, right? They always have to carry an umbrella. In fact, they probably have like 3 or 4 umbrellas, to expand the analogy. They've got an umbrella, they've got a jacket, they've got a towel, they've got, they know where the bus stations are where they can stay dry. I'm just trying to expand the analogy. And the fact that I have not needed to think about that is part of my privilege, right? It's part of my safety. It's part of being accidentally, by birth, in the ruling class, in the group that has the power, the group that has the automatic safety, right? Now, of course, as a female, I have some experience with not being in the safety group, but in general, my life is, those are beautiful flowers. Wow. Texas has some beautiful, stunningly beautiful wildflowers. No, but in general, I have lived my life in safety. But, I like safety. I'm not going to complain about safety, but I am going to acknowledge it and do my best to bring myself home to the people I love and to the good works that have been prepared for me to do. I'm going to bring myself home to those in as much a state of intactness as I'm bringing myself to this event. And I'm grateful and humbled and a little ashamed. I'm grateful that my life is not always at 30% chance of rain. And I'm humbled that I've lived so long oblivious to that, or, at least not as grateful as I should be. And I'm a little ashamed that I have, by my enjoyment of it without acknowledging it, that I have participated to a small degree in it, to just sit in my comfortable dryness and not have to worry about the rain, because it doesn't rain on me as much as it rains on people of color. It doesn't rain on me as much as it rains on LGBTQ, and especially trans right now. What the heck is up with that? Anyway, this is the ADHD taking me all over the place. So I am going to try to participate in a way that is genuine and sincere and helpful. But I'm also going to try to stay dry so I can come home. That's my next thought.